Hello everyone, welcome to the first lecture of computer networks. So in computer networks we are going to learn in two different ways. One would be the theoretical approach and second would be the practical approach. So in the theoretical approach we are going to understand the theory behind OSI layers and the different layers, physical layer, networking layer, and what are the different protocols, what are the different mechanisms. But in practical we are going to actually implement all these things using a couple of softwares and also in real time. So basic intention is to not just feed you theory and make you just score marks in exam and get over with it. The point is to make you understand the concept of the subject, because this is one of the most important subjects we can say in computer engineering. So let us begin. So if I can show you the syllabus is one second. Yes. So syllabus begins with introduction to computer network, followed by applications of network and software and hardware components, and a lot of more things. So what we are going to do is we are going to start a little in between of module one, because the initial part is you can say it's very theoretical and it's very basic. So we'll come back to it in the next 2 to 3 lectures. So today I'm just going to start with what exactly is a network. Let me just explain you. So a network is basically a connection between two equipments, we can say. Okay, two or more equipments. So if we can take a basic network, it is we can say network between your computer and your printer. So basically you connect a wire between your computer and your printer, and we can say we have established a network between them. And whatever command we give through our computer, the printer accepts that command and works accordingly. Obviously we have wireless routers which set up a network, so everyone must be having a router at home, and we use our internet with the help of that router. So we can say yes, that is also a network, because our phones, our laptops and other devices are connected through that router, and we have established a network. Okay. Obviously, there is an option of making a home network as well in all the Windows uh, operating system devices. So we can create a home group or a home network as well. So, anyways, we'll come back to that later on. I'll be showing you how to set up a router basically, because many students don't know how to use the router as well at their own house. So, uh, now let us understand what are protocols. So actually is the first topic, we can say, protocols. So protocols are nothing but a set of rules. Okay. So protocols are set of rules which are followed by the devices to communicate with each other. Now let me give you an example. If you're speaking to a person who doesn't understand English, Hindi, or whichever language you know, it is going to be very difficult to communicate with him. The best we can do is make use of very common words or use gestures. So there comes the protocol. So if you don't know his language and if he doesn't know your language, it becomes very difficult to communicate. Again, there are a lot of cultural things. For example, there is something which can be considered very sacred or taboo in India, but it is a normal thing in some other country. So that is basically a set of rules which we follow. Same way, a computer, when connected to a network, needs to follow a certain set of rules. If we talk in very technical language, it's basically what the syntax would be, which data to send first, how to send the data serially, parallelly, how to receive the data, how much data is to be sent, etc., etc. A lot of security measures as well. So all these things come under protocols. So we are going to discuss this a little later when we see different types of protocols. Now actually comes the first important question from exam point of view. So whenever we want to build a network, what are the various design issues which we come across, or what things we need to consider while designing? Okay. So let us start one by one. There are 7 to 8 we are going to discuss today. So the first one is first one is reliability. Now, what do you mean by reliability? So the network channels or their components may be such that there is loss of data. Okay. If it is unreliable, if it is not properly made, then there might be a loss of data which might happen during the data transfer. So the most important design issue is to make a channel or a layer reliable so that the data transfer is not disturbed. So that's a very straightforward design issue, reliability. So don't mix up reliability with security. Security is when someone else is accessing your reliable channel and then taking the data out or dropping the data out. So that will be a different issue. Reliability is all about the channel, the layer, and how reliable it is. So if it is not reliable, if the components are not good enough, there might be loss of data during the data transfer, and this should not happen. Okay. So the first one is reliability. Second one is scalability. Now, what do you mean by scalability? Now, as the technology is progressing so fast, so what might happen is the design may become redundant very soon if it is not compatible with the next design. So with the modern technology, we have, like, suppose for example, let me consider an example of say keypad mobiles. So keypad mobiles were there for a long time, but once the technology changed to touch screen, this tools became redundant. So then the scalability becomes an issue. So we need to make our network, our layer in such a way that it is compatible with the next generations of technology which come in. Secondly, if there is a need to make any alterations or additions, we should be able to do it. So if you can see, there are some pins. For example, if you consider your subject DLDA, you must have found that there are some pins which do not have any purpose. So basically, they are reserved pins which might be useful in case there is any change which needs to be made. So programmers and computer networkers do have that. We can say that they do give themselves an option to keep something spare so that which can be used later on. Secondly, the compatibility is very important with the previous version and with the next version. So scalability of layer is an important design issue, we can say. Okay, moving on to the next issue, we can say that addressing is a very important design issue, as there will be so many messages which are incoming and outgoing in a second in a network. So each layer should know who is the sender and who would be the receiver for this, for all the messages. So we need a system for addressing all these things. So this is an important design issue of OSI layer or any particular network. Okay, so that's it for this video. The remaining design issues we will be discussing in the next video. Thank you.